I'm so excited for this.
I know. I need it bad.
Hi. Hi. We have an appointment at 11:15 for 2 pedicures.
Yeah, 2 pedicures.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Follow me over.
So Michelle is one of my best friends. We hang out a lot and we have a great time. She's a really, really good, kind person.
Hello. Hi, how are you? Good. I think it's great that I have a friend that's 6'9", because every time we go out, we personally get to like laugh and people watch at the people that are staring at us. I came prepared. I brought my flip-flops for later.
Oh, it's gonna feel so good.
It can be really irritating sometimes when we go out, all jokes aside, because people have absolutely no discretion. And sometimes I feel like I need to step in and say something and do something, like her little chihuahua, I guess you can say. Oh my God.
What?
Look how little her hands are compared to your feet.
I'm really sorry that I'm an Amazon.
I'm pretty sure they've seen everything. So
Right,
I'm pretty
right.
sure the signs.
I mean, right.
It's the least of your problems.
Right. Oh my goodness. It's kind of weird having such small hands on my feet because it makes me feel like either a child is touching me or like a gremlin. So it's kind of like what's going on here?
Today I got a call back from a huge ad campaign. I guess they're doing it for the Hispanic market now. So what do you have going on today?
I also have a callback. My aspirations are to become successful as an actress. And I don't think like without my height that would be possible. It's really funny because the casting is like 6 foot tall Swedish, like masseuse. And like when I went to the actual like audition, they were like, girls there nowhere near 6 foot, nowhere even near. And so here I come in like 6'9", you know? And I'm like, how much more Swedish can you get? Like getting in there, giving them a massage, like, yes, I'm getting the tissue, getting the muscles, you know? At least I could see how it could be super funny. Oh, this is gonna be my favorite part. Thank you. Oh, it feels so good. So, I hired a private investigator because I want to find my father, and yeah. Finding my dad is really important to me because I've always felt like there was a piece of me that was missing. I want to feel connected with that side of my identity, with the height part of my identity. The last time I saw him, I was 10 or 11. I had just hit the height mark to where I could look him in the eye. He's 6'7". I was like, that's the last time that we ever saw each other. Did that freak you out? You know, I don't know. He could have been there my entire life, and it would have made my life so much better. Like, he should have been a better father for me, because if I had a father in my life, I would have been a much stronger person.
That's gonna be really intense. I think it'll be really beneficial for her to finally make the plunge to find her dad, because it's something that's been a huge burden for her. My hope is that she actually finds that closure that I feel like she's been searching for this whole time. Dude, 16 years is a really long time, and I get it, you know?
It doesn't matter how angry I am with him, he's still a part of who I am.
You know I'm here for you, whatever you need. And definitely for drinks at the end.
Thank you for that.
we can solve the problems with that. Just kidding.
That's right.
When I walk in a room, people notice me. I can't sneak around. I am 6'6.5", but I round down. I round down because it gets easier to find men. 6'6.5" is awkward. 6'6" is easier. The most challenging part about being tall is the dating world. I tend to be a little more of a playgirl than somebody that gets into serious relationships.
You look beautiful.
You're amazing, thank you.
Gorgeous.
I try to take every day with a positive attitude and open arms, and I'm a big fan of the no plan plan. I don't necessarily have my whole life planned out. I don't necessarily have a 5-year plan. I like to take every day as it comes.
Look who's here. Yasser's here.
Since I just got back to town, my good friends Chris and Michael decided to throw a homecoming party for me.
Coco's home. Welcome back. How's it going?
Hugging short people is awkward. I've actually had people say, how do I hug you? Because if you go in straight forward, you do end up with people in your chest.
You look fantastic.
I do see a lot of tops of heads, and I know everybody's bald spots. My ex-boyfriend Mike was at the party because we love to torture ourselves, don't we?
You met Chris and Michael?
We did. Mike.
Okay, we're good.
So you did
He is a very nice guy. That's why we've been able to stay friends as long as we have. A lot of my friends know the story of Mike, but had never met him.
So now that you're back in town, do you think we'll see more of you?
Yeah,
Will you like
come down and visit,
hang
for
out with
sure.
us and have some dinners and cool.
Had Chris and Michael known how badly he had broken my heart, then they probably would not have welcomed him.
Oh, wow.
I didn't do it over here.
Wait, let me try that.
So,
Right, so you did it
wait a minute.
not
Not
here,
over here.
but here.
So let me ask you a question. So, okay, that's enough.
No.
Eye
Good work.
contact.
Eye contact. Eye contact.
I can't imagine being a girl that tall. You do kind of turn and go like,
Yeah. I'll play ya.
Okay, in beer pong or in basketball?
What's beer pong?
Oh, you should play beer pong. Beer pong, Chris.
I'm not very athletic. I just want to
Okay,
put that out
we
there.
need quarters.
we'll have conversations with friends and stuff, and we're talking, and we're all talking down here, but Coco's up here.
We're doing beer pong next.
Her boobs should be ears. This-
Look at all this.
I have full
up.
conversations with her boobs.
Yeah.
I think she should have a boob job so she can hear me better.
I'm gonna go visit my more shy friends over here.
Chris has absolutely no filter. I don't think he thinks twice before anything comes out of his mouth, but I mean, to have friends like that, it's very refreshing.
I'd like to make a toast to Coco. Let's all raise a glass and say welcome home,
Welcome
Coco.
home, Coco.
You guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
How's everything going with Brian?
Really well. He's awesome.
When is he gonna pop the question already? Because hasn't it been like 2 years?
Every time we go out to dinner, I'm like, is this it? Is this it? I met Brian through a worship night through our church, and nobody knew we were dating. I didn't feel that I was being dishonest with people by not telling them about my relationship with Brian because we were there to share the gospel. I told him he had till Christmas, and then the day after Christmas, like, all right, buddy, I'm a free woman.
Right?
So
Better put a ring on it.
I'm slammed now. Brian and I are waiting for marriage to be together intimately. After I had become saved and become very adamant about my faith, I said, I don't want a checklist. I don't care if they're taller or blonde or a surfer or whatever. I just want them to love Jesus more than they could ever love me.
Would you think he's also worried about like your family, what they're gonna say?
Oh,
or-
yeah. Like, you know, stuff with making sure like the relationship with my dad and my mom are good. And we haven't had a typical relationship. We've had a lot of obstacles. My dad is a really loving guy, but there's always those like jokes and digs and comments. And I feel like I constantly have to defend him and say, look, he's wonderful and awesome and my best friend, and height doesn't matter. And my siblings, once they realize she really likes this guy, like I gotta lay off the short jokes and like actually be accepting because it's gonna be her future husband. The way I see it is Brian and I are together forever, and somewhere in there the ring is gonna fall.
Totally.
And the marriage. It's very important to me that my father accepts Brian and brings him to the family and makes him feel like another son. I really hope I don't ever have to make the decision between my father and between Brian. You know, I'm getting antsy in my pantsy. I wanna like put on a wedding dress.
Totally, it's gonna be so much fun.
Ah!
Who are you?
Brian is 5'8", and I'm obviously 6'7". We always find curbs for him to stand on and like hold my hand or kiss me. Like, we're good about laughing about it because it makes other people feel comfortable because it is so awkward and obvious for everybody else. That we're the first ones to say, hey, look, like, we're cool with this. Like, we obviously know I'm 9 inches taller. I didn't tell my parents that we were dating for 6 months because I didn't think that they would approve of me bringing home a short guy.
No, I'm glad we started as friends and things kept moving, you know?
Even though you had a crush on me. My dad is a really loving guy, but there's always those like jokes and digs and comments. And I feel like I constantly have to defend Brian and say, look, he's wonderful and awesome and my best friend, and height doesn't matter. But my dad is 6'7", and he expected me to marry someone who's taller and bigger than me and like make like super babies. And so when I brought Brian around, like my dad joked that I was ruining the gene pool. I was like, ugh.
I did have a crush on you. I mean, come on.
It's okay, I had a crush on you too. I want to spend my life with Brian. He told me after our first kiss he was gonna marry me. And it wasn't scary, it wasn't like, well, who is this guy? It was, okay. Like, I fully believe that like God has a plan for us. I love you.
Me too.
Brian is very well aware of the fact that I will not say yes unless he has my father's permission to marry me, because my dad and I have a really special bond. And I think it's really significant for my dad. It's not just another daughter, I'm his baby, I'm his baby girl. I'm such a family person that that's what's important to me, and I want Brian to be an extension of that family, not a force that's pulling me away from it. I'd be devastated if my father said no to Brian. You nervous?
No. When have you ever seen me nervous? Here today at the Newport Pier to talk to Haley's family to ask for their blessing for her hand in marriage. Haley and I have been dating for 2 years, and without her father's blessing specifically moving forward, it's gonna be tough for us. Hopefully they can see the love between us and the connection that we have, but I'm extremely nervous right now. Haley's dad is an intimidating guy. Haley stated that we will not move forward unless I have this conversation with her parents today. I'm so nervous, I can't stop my hands from shaking. Hey, Bri.
Wow, this is like the last rites or something, execution time or something?
Haley's family is extremely tall, and they do poke fun at me. They poke, short jokes at me all the time. They joke that I'm ruining their gene pool. I guess I can understand where it comes from, but I don't like it, so hopefully it turns out for the best. So, as you know, Haley and I have been getting pretty serious, and I know we've had some funny interactions, and probably not what you pictured for your daughter, I'm sure he was 6'7" and...
Well, actually, I was 6'10".
Yeah. But, I love your daughter with all of my heart. She's one of the most wonderful people I've ever met in my entire life, and...
What are you asking me exactly?
Specifically, sir, I'm asking for your daughter's hand in marriage and for your blessing.
If I say no, what are you going to do?
I would probably ask anyways, but I'd probably take it a little slower and navigate that with you, hopefully.
So if you'd go ahead and I said no, what would be the purpose of asking me the question in the first place? What I had to say was absolutely just talking in the wind. You have to understand, with me, it's pretty black and white on some things, and it just says, hey, you tell me something, I expect it to be handled that way. Well, I would say I would have a condition to say, give you my blessing.
Yeah.
Would you be willing to accept my condition?
Yeah, Haley means so much to me that I would agree to whatever conditions you would have.
You agree to my conditions?
Yes, sir.
Okay, my condition is that you get to pick the month, I get to pick the year, and my year doesn't have a 5 or 6 in it, so that will tell you right now where my thought is. I feel still uneasy about it because it's coming too fast. I believe in my heart it is. The consequences here are severe if they make a bad decision. You're too young and you're not experienced enough. That's where this all comes to. Are you making the right decision to be successful at life? Not just a marriage, but life.
That's a pretty big condition.
You said you accept it. That's what you said. Are you a man of your word?
Yes, sir, I am.
So I expect you to honor that. But I'm also the one that's, grown a daughter from 22, 23 years. Bottom line is it's a lot of heartaches and a lot of struggles that she's done. So I feel like I need to empower her to stay strong on this, to get her goals, to get her education finished. She had a lot of dreams.
I really honestly hope we could work it out.
I would hope you want to work it out with me, because if I say no and you go on without me, then it gets to be real bumpy from that point on.
The condition did catch me a little off guard, but I'm hoping it doesn't cause tension. I feel like our relationship is at a critical point, and to move forward, like, we need to be engaged and move towards marriage if we're gonna be successful. And I love Haley so much that I don't want to slow things down. I don't want to move apart, and this means enough to me to risk her family not approving of me. Thank you, Sarah. Thanks for meeting me, coming to talk. I appreciate it. Come on. See you guys.
We'll see you later.
See ya.
Well, there goes the gene pool.